Okay, guys, here we are for round three. We're playing against Ravidel. This is typically a combo player. This hand is pretty weak, but I'm going to keep it. Sadly, we're on the draw, and this puts us at the peril of just losing on the spot, but I think it's worth it. Young Pyro, yeah, that's not great for us, but it is what it is. I, I mean, we got the days here. I think we just have to try and remove this thing. If they force, I mean, I don't care if they get a. I mean, I'd be thrilled if they forced here. Yeah. Now, hopefully, they don't have a second force. I mean, the days is going to be solid for us here. Hopefully. All right, great. Really lucky to have this Mox here. Hopefully they just pass. Yep, great. Very happy to pick up force there too. When they're a little bit land light, Flusterstorm looks really solid versus them. Because I have all of them, I'm just going to fluster it. Because I have another one, excuse me. I'm going to fluster it. They're struggling here right now, so I'm very content to do tempo plays given my hand is a bit flooded. Sedgemoor? Yeah, I don't mind that. Take a peek here. What's he got? Bolt, misstep, Mox. Okay, none of those are overly exciting. Of course, neither is our hand either, but we are going to be able to protect our Sedgemoor if we find one. Emerald, okay, you got it. No reason not to cast it. Okay, we got a hard cast force now, which is decent. And what can we do here? I guess we can Mystic Sanctuary back on Night's Whisper. It's not the best thing I've been able to do, but I am going to thin here, given that I've got another. Oh, a little lag, I guess. We'll do this in the upkeep. No reason not to. Ooh, I like that. He's got the misstep. Maybe I should just wait. I think I'm just really not being pressured enough here to make any moves. I can just go and get the Night's Whisper here. Obviously, there could be a much higher payoff on the other end of the brainstorm, like an Ancestral, to get with my Sanctuary, but I feel like I know what he's got in his hand, two of his cards in his hand, one being the misstep. I am not feeling as compelled to take action here. Right, I think Knight's Whisper is just the best card here. I mean, we are going to have to start being cognizant of our life total. There is a lightning bolt in my opponent's hand. Okay, so there's the Sedgemoor. Which is nice with that Flusterstorm, let me tell you. So my opponent may try and bolt here, and Flusterstorm is going to do some pretty good work here. Does not. We actually have the luxury of even forcing first to increase storm count. But, so let's see if my opponent pays the life. So we are going to have to force here. Using the bolt. I feel like Flusterstorm has lost some efficacy here because he does have 4 lands. My opponent does have 4 lands. So they have a Fluster? Yeah, they do. So they can pay for 1, 2, 3 of them. Yeah, there you go. Just a concession. That would have been great. So we would have created 4 tokens, countered their lightning bolt, and yeah, had a very strong army with a number of cantrips to back it up. I mean, we haven't played a lot of the big hitters and Chops and Dredge, but I feel like so far against blue-based decks, this has proven to be quite strong. So what is my opponent playing is the question. So we saw a young Pyromancer. I feel like we could bring in a couple fatal pushes. Not 100% sure what they're playing. But a few fatal pushes is never a bad thing. Don't think we need all the force negations. And we probably, I don't know if I want to cheat on lands any more than that. I feel like it's a bit risky to do that. I don't feel like JVP is at its strongest in this match. But then again, JVP, if my opponent is running something like Arcanist, JVP could be pretty good. I think I'm going to cut a Sol Ring. I feel like my opponent doesn't have Wastelands, and this is just going to be more of an attrition type match. And Sol Ring is going to has limited use in this deck outside of casting the 3 Sedgemoor and the Mentor. I mean, sure, it's okay, but I think this is fine. Let's try this. We're playing a long game here. JVP is a card I've been flirting with a little bit over the last week or so. I think it's just reasonably strong at filtering your deck of cards that you don't want. That's what I like it most for right now. An example is in this deck, I have 4 Flusterstorms. And when you're playing against workshops, you don't want to have 4 Flusterstorms in your deck. Sure, it's a luxury against blue decks, but being able to ditch those cards for cards that have value in the match you're playing is a really good thing. And lest we forget that Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Lest we forget that, being able to recur things out of your graveyard, repeat ancestral recall or time walk with a Jace is really good. And as I mentioned earlier, like shutting off an Arcanist or turning um, a Inspector into a one power is not irrelevant, and you've never lived until you've ultimated Jace, friends. So, um, how good do I want to be here? Think, I think I'm just going to cantrip here. I think the likelihood of my opponent untapping and casting an ancestral is not high. I think I can bottom both of these. I've already got a really nice 3-drop in Mentor. I don't think I need to have the Narset. I was hoping to find a force there, but that's okay. I think next turn we can um, potentially sit back on Flusterstorm if need be. Yeah, so cantrip's fine. And hopefully they don't find an ancestral. But nice, we've got a multitude of token makers here. We need to be cognizant that we need to find a white source for our mentor. Hmm. Um, I think this is fine. Let's sit back. Like Doc Faden or something is not cool, but that's the risk. Yeah, I think Ponder is fine. I don't think I'm going to slam one of my creatures next turn. I just feel like we need to be able to glean some level of value out of them. Now that may change if my opponent forces our hand. Chooses to not shuffle. Okay. Okay, there's a force. I'm just going to Night's Whisper here. We can hold, Merchant Scroll up for Force Negation plus Flusterstorm if need be. They just want to fluster this. I think this is okay. I'm not going to pick my fight over this one. End of turn, I will... Actually, I will not do it end of turn because I don't want to take my mana down ever unless they completely tap out. Yeah, Brainstorm is okay. Um, yeah, that's fine. I can take a look and see. Let's see, Young Pyromancer. Yeah, I can't actually do anything about that one. Day is a nice draw. Let's go and get a Tundra here. I mean, Young Piz is pretty good. I think in this particular situation, do I just want to go and get an Ancestral? That's my thing. I think I do, given the counter magic that I have. Oops. They may blast us or whatever. I'm just going to do it. Like if they pyroblast it, yes, we might not be able to use Mystic Sanctuary to get back the Ancestor Recall, but I think that's okay. Mental misstep. Okay, so this is going to be the case. We're going to have to Flusterstorm here. Um, they may have a Flusterstorm, but they may not. I kind of feel like I just want to wait for another fetch. Like maybe I just get Night's Whisper here. Like Knight's Whisper is still solid. Yeah, there's no reason not to get the Sanctuary here. What do I want? Merchant Scroll. That can get me a cruise. Yeah, I'm going to get the Knight's Whisper. I really just like. Here's my question: do I just daze them here? There's a possibility that dazing is correct to make them pay the 1 life, and then I can just fluster if I need, because this doesn't work in my favor if they have fluster. So I think I might do that. I'm gonna put my Sanctuary back in my hand. And so now if they fluster, we should be able to win that war. Okay, great. So a little bit awkward in that we're going to have to discard, but I think that's all right. What do we want to discard? I think we're going to discard. I don't really want to discard my Sanctuary, to be honest with you. I get rid of Knight's Whisper, I think. Just hold up all my counter magic here. They've only got 3 cards. We're at 17 life here. Like we've got some time here. Maybe got a little bit ahead of myself with the day's play there, but I felt like losing to a Flusterstorm there was not ideal. And that was a very reliable way to play around the Flusterstorm. Turns out my opponent didn't have anything, or of course they did know we had the Flusterstorm in hand. Yeah, I don't really want them having Dak. Get rid of the Flusterstorm here. Flusterstorm's really good with Sedgemoor, but they have quite a bit of mana here, so moving forward, the Flusterstorm is going to lose some of its efficacy. I like that. Put Ancestral on top, I guess, huh? Seems pretty good. What do we want to lead with here? I think we're going to do the Sedgemoor. Next turn, we're gonna be able to play a Mentor and Ancestral. I think this is okay. I mean, I could play out JVP here, but I think it's more important to actually hold up the Force of Will. This could be a Bolt here. I think I just let it resolve. If they have the Bolt. Yeah, I think I do. I think I let this go. Narset. Yeah, can't let that resolve. Hopefully they don't have the Fluster here. Phew. Or the Pyroblast for that matter. They're just holding up for my. They could be holding the Pyro for my Ancestral, but I don't think so. I think they would rather have Narset in play than, because fighting over the Narset means that my ancestral's dead anyways, so I think this is probably where I'm going to start here. Let's cast the Mentor. So, looks like my opponent's got something. Okay, let's Ancestral ourselves and hope that resolves and we can find our own misstep would be really nice. Or Force of Will. Blue card. We did not. Okay. Cannot stop it. JVP could be really good here. We could get another Ancestral out of this. Oh, interesting. Let's try that. Yep. All right. I'm not crazy about going down 5 life here, but question is okay, I'm just going to draw and see what we do here. Eliminate. I like that. I just think paying the 2 life could be dangerous for us. Let's try it. Okay, do not have anything, so let's kill that. Um, do I want a demonic for something here? I don't think so. I think I'd just rather play around a daze here. That was not a good draw, sadly. What do we want to go get here? I think a Gush is probably pretty good, huh? It was not my best Gush I've ever had, but I think we just want to keep the engine going here, right? Okay. Maybe should have fetched first there, but my line of thinking was that I wanted to preserve my life total as much as possible here. Sadly, my Sedgewitch is fairly vulnerable here. So is my Jace for that matter. Okay, he's got to come after my Jace, right? Yep. Yeah, there's a nice draw. I'm not going to use my, what do we want to get rid of? Misty, Force of Negation, Force of Will, land, land, land. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, concession. Okay. Yeah, the deck is looking really nice so far. Quick 3-0.